For years now, WB has been in a dire situation to be saved by somebody. Of course, there was attempts by AT&T, and that did not work out at all. And the latest attempt by WB Discovery has proven to be even more disastrous. So let's talk about the story that's making headlines. WB is facing a 60 to 75% bankruptcy chance in the next 2 years. So there are websites out there that obviously look at everything in relation to these big corporations. I've been using them for well over a decade to just kind of track stats, track how things are going, and just see sort of how things are changing. You can search up any company that's publicly traded on these websites, and they give you filings and reports. You can sign up for emails. They'll directly email them to you when they're updated. They're handy services. And every time after a fiscal quarter and after a fiscal year, there is a report, right? They're published everywhere. We see websites like Deadline, Variety, they publish little snippets. They don't go into everything. Financial institutions, though, and people that really analyze the stock markets and everything, CNBC and those types, they're going to look at even more numbers. Well, recently, there's been a whole lot that's been said in regards to the updates to WB. So just a couple of years ago, right before WB was bought by Discovery, they were sitting at about a 55% chance of going bankrupt. Obviously, they sold to save themselves, but now WB Discovery, ever since then, and where they're at right now, these numbers have been updated, and right now, they're facing a 65 to 75% chance of bankruptcy in the next 2 years, unless something changes. Now, this is assuming that their current course of action and their current plan does not change at all. Meaning, in the next 2 years, if a bunch of the films that they're currently developing and banking on all end up suffering the same fate as many WB films and DC films this year, it's over for them. They will be bankrupt because the chart is trending that way. Now, of course, I should note, there's been companies that have been on these charts for a while. Some were at one point on these very same charts in dire, literal, it's make it or break it positions. Disney was in one of these positions in 2004 to 2007. But Bob Iger got them out of it. WB Discovery can get out of it, but the trick here is, and this is the devil that's in the detail, if you keep reading and keep looking at it, most of the results go to the only way they're surviving by a margin that they need to survive is, you guessed it, an acquisition or a merger. Hence why this goes all the way back to what we were talking about earlier this year and even recently. WB Discovery setting themselves up as a portfolio of a bunch of hits, minimum of 8, let's say 10, that make money, to set up a portfolio, to bring it to somebody, people are saying Universal, maybe Apple, I don't know, and go, look at our catalog, look at these 10 properties that are now safe, making money. You guys want to get in on that Batman action? Well, guess what? The Batman Part 2 pulled in $900 million. Part 3 under you, $1 billion guaranteed. You guys see Joker 2? Yeah. $800 million, right? You guys want 1.5 billion possibly, Joker 3? You can bring Batman into that, can't you? Because you now own the IP. Suddenly, the suits on the other side, their ears perk up. They start tingling, right? Because they're seeing Batman in their hands. They can tell their children, yeah, I own Batman, what now? You're going to grow up to own Batman in Universal or whatever. That's the trick here. It's the same tactic that Discovery used on WB. So unless things change, this probability will be higher a year from now. So we'll see what happens, but things are looking dire.